and welcome in our YouTube channel Metallurgical Facts. So this is the part 5th of RNL Vizag Management Trainee MT exam practice set. So before this we have already uploaded 4 parts of this series, and I am sure that you must have watched those videos. That videos will be beneficial for revision purpose. If you want to do revision for metallurgical engineering questions, you can watch those videos. I have created one playlist of RNL Vizag MT exam 2020. Go through the playlist and watch those videos. Taking the first question of this video, activation energy of chemical reaction, homogeneous or heterogeneous, is graphically estimated from a plot between. Okay, so they have given four options, that is K versus T, 1 by K versus T, 1 by K versus ln T, ln K versus 1 by T. Okay, so they have given that K is the rate constant and T is the absolute temperature. So we all know one formula, that is also known as our Arrhenius equation. If we will write like that, K is the rate constant, K is equals to A of exponential of minus Q by RT. Okay, so this is the Arrhenius equation. I'm writing here Arrhenius equation. Okay, so where K is rate constant, A is some constant value, that is and Q is activation energy, R is gas constant, T is temperature. Okay, so if we will expand this formula, we will get like that: K by A is equals to exponential of minus Q by RT. Okay, so we will take ln by this part, so we will get Q by RT. Then we will solve again. Ln K is equals to minus Q by RT. You can write 1 by T. Okay, plus ln of A. So if we will compare this formula y by y is equals to mx plus c, we will get like that: ln of K is equals to minus Q by R 1 by T. I'm writing again this term. So if we will compare by y is equals to mx plus c, this is basically straight line formula. Okay, so we will get ln k, y is equals to ln k, m value, that is minus Q by R, and at x-axis we will get 1 by T. Okay, and this ln A, that is C, means intercept. Okay, so if we will plot a curve between ln of K and 1 by T, we will get like that. We'll get a curve, we will get a straight line like that, and this slope will be minus Q by R, as we already mathematically expressed that slope will be minus Q by R. This is y-axis. Okay, and this is 1 by T is at x-axis. So we can easily say that this is Arrhenius plot, and Arrhenius plot is in between ln of K and 1 by T. So the option which is correct for this question is D part. So what we get? We get we were having Arrhenius equation, and we plotted Arrhenius plot. We plotted Arrhenius plot by this equation, by expanding this in straight line formula, straight line curve. Okay, so the option D is correct for this question. The next question is, zinc is commercially extracted from which of the following minerals? Okay, so they have given 4 options, that is sphalerite, galena, magnetite, and chalcopyrite. So in this type of questions, we will eliminate the options. So we know about magnetite, that is magnetite is iron ore, and which is having formula Fe3O4. Okay, so magnetite is wrong for this question. Chalcopyrite we also know, that is this is for copper, that is CuFeS2, and galena we know, galena is for lead, that is PbS. Okay, so the correct option for this question is sphalerite. Sphalerite is the chemical formula for sphalerite is ZnS. This is also known as zinc blende. Okay, so other name of sphalerite is zinc blende or zinc sulfide. Zinc sulfide is also other name. I have created one video on element introduction of zinc. I will request you to please watch that video to get all the ore and minerals of zinc metal. Okay, so I have created for lead also for iron also, for copper also. So if you want to read all the minerals and ores of these elements, you can go through the element introduction playlist and watch those videos. Okay, so for now, I will I told you that galena is for lead, magnetite is of iron ore, and chalcopyrite is copper ore. Okay, so correct option for this question is sphalerite, that is zinc ore. The next question is, a rolling mill has a roll diameter of 200 mm. If coefficient of friction is 0.1, then the maximum possible reduction in mm during rolling of 250 mm thick plate. Okay, so this question is generally repeated in GATE, and many students do silly mistakes for this type of questions. Okay, so I'm writing here the formula of maximum possible reduction, that is I am writing maximum possible reduction we can uh, denote by delta H, that is equals to mu square into R. That mu is coefficient of friction, and this R is roll radius, not roll diameter, not not this is the thickness of plate. This is roll diameter. Okay, so we, for doing this question, we need to understand the basic terms, that is delta H. H is maximum possible reduction, that is also known as draft or maximum possible reduction in single pass. Okay, so this mu is coefficient of friction, and this R is roll radius. Okay, so how we can find roll radius? We know the roll diameter, that is 200 mm. So we have to find the radius, that is 100 mm. Okay, and then we will apply this formula, delta H is equals to 0.1 whole square multiplied by 100. So we will get answer, that is 1 mm. 1 mm is maximum possible reduction in single pass. Okay, so answer for this question is 1 mm. So we will not confuse by the thickness of the plate for this type of question. Okay, so this is maximum possible reduction, delta H is equals to mu square into R. Next question is, which of the following is not a solid state metal joining technique? So basically they are asking about solid state metal joining technique. So they have given four options, that is ultrasonic welding, friction welding, diffusion welding, electroslag welding. So solid state welding is basically a process of welding process in which two work pieces are uh, joined. Pressure may or may not be used for this purpose, but the temperature must be below the melting point of parent metal. That is why this process is known as solid state metal joining technique. Okay, so I am writing here the which are basically the solid state metal joining techniques, or which are of solid state welding processes. Okay, so I am writing here ultrasonic welding. This is one type of solid state welding. Ultrasonic welding, cold pressure welding. Okay, the third one is explosion welding, or also known as explosive welding. Okay, so next one is, I am writing here fourth, this is friction welding. So this is also solid state welding. The fifth one is forge welding. So we have learned this type of welding for doing this type of question. There is no option, there is no concept behind this. Okay, so we have to be careful by choosing the options for this type of question. So the last one is diffusion. So first one is ultrasonic welding, the next one is cold pressure, the third one is explosion welding, the fourth one is friction, fifth forge, sixth diffusion welding. Okay, so we can find easily that electroslag welding is not in this list. Okay, so the correct option for this question is electroslag welding, which is not solid state welding technique or solid state metal joining technique. So one additional thing I want to let you know, that these three types are low heat input processes. Low heat input processes. Okay, and these three are high heat input. high heat input processes. So maybe in future they can ask this type of question, high heat input processes. Okay, so they can give three options from this part and one option from this part, and they can ask simply which is of high heat input processes. Okay, so we can write easily now. So I have already uploaded the welding notes on our Instagram page. You can go through those notes and revise your concepts of welding. That is the short notes which is available for welding processes. Okay, so correct option for this question is electroslag welding. The next question is of matching type questions. So I already told you that how to approach the matching type of questions. We will not match this p value like 1, 2, 3, or we will generate our own code by this matching A group and group B. So this is group A and this is group B. So this is few processes given, and this is the name of elements. So we have to match these A group with group B. So we will write like that P Q R S. So in this question, we will try to find the odd one or try to find the most commonly used. So the blast furnace process, we know blast furnace is used for iron, but in this group B, we are not seeing the iron. So we will leave this option. So next is fused salt electrowinning or fused salt electrolysis. We know we already do one type of matching for this question. So fused salt electrowinning is basically used for aluminum. So we can match S by 2. So we know this flash smelting is used for copper. So P we will match by 3. So from here, if we don't know Q and R value, then also we can match the option, because we know P value for P is equals to 3, that is C option, A option and D option. But in S we find that S we can match by 2 in only one option, that is C. Okay, so see, this C is correct, but we should know about the options. Okay, so this blast furnace process is used for lead. So we will match Q by 4, and this reduction by hydrogen. So for the tungsten process, for the tungsten production, we use reduction by hydrogen. So R we can match by 1. So so from here we will find that 3, 4, 1 and 2 is the code. So the C option is correct for this question. So now we will see what is flash smelting. Okay, so first one is flash smelting. So basically flash smelting is used for the copper concentrates or the sulfide concentrates by which the smelting is done. So for copper and for nickel, flash smelting is used. Okay, so here I will tell two types of flash smelter that is currently being used. The first one is Outokumpu process, and the second one is Inco process. So in upcoming exams they can ask about the flash smelting, the name of flash smelting processes. So we from here we know this Outokumpu process and an Inco process is of flash smelting process. Okay, so the next option is blast furnace. So we know blast furnace is used for iron production, and we should know that blast furnace is also used for the production of zinc and lead. Okay, so zinc and lead, if we will get if we will get in option zinc and lead, so we can match blast furnace from the zinc and lead also. Okay, so the next one is reduction by hydrogen. So tungsten powder, that is TWO2, is reduced by hydrogen. If we will reduce WO2 by carbon, so this will produce the tungsten carbide. So the carbon reduction is avoided for the production of tungsten. So we used the hydrogen reduction for the tungsten production. Okay, so the next option is 4. 4 is fused salt electrowinning. So this is basically used for aluminum, and we know a fused salt electrolysis process, which is also known as Hor-Heroult processes. Okay, so we can easily match this type of question, and we can do easily this type of question. So in this question what we learn, we learn that the types of glass smelter, that is Outokumpu process and Inco process, and blast furnace is also used for zinc and lead, and tungsten cannot be reduced by the carbon because that forms tungsten carbide. Okay, that is very hard. Instead of reducing, that react with the carbon and that produce the tungsten carbide. Okay, so the correct option for this question is C part. Next question is, the atomic diameter of an FCC crystal lattice parameter is A is. So they are asking about atomic diameter of FCC crystal structure. Okay, so this is very simple question, and but in RINL exam they can ask this type of question because we are having less time, that is 60 minutes for 100 questions. One can do silly mistakes in this type of questions in excitement. So don't do the silly mistakes in excitement, but try to solve this type of problem, how to handle this type of problem before choosing the option. Okay, so the relation between lattice parameter and radius is equals to, in FCC crystal structure, is root 2a is equals to 4r. Okay, so root 2a is equals to 4r. So we know we can find radius from here, that is root 2a by 4. Okay, and for finding the diameter, we know diameter is equals to 2r, so we can easily find r is equals to root 2a by 4 and by multiplied by 2. So from here we can find that root 2a by 2 is correct answer. So now we will see the option which one is correct. So A part is correct option for this question. Okay, so this is wrong. One can do mistake here because we know the radius of we know the radius of FCC crystal structure is equals to root 2a by 4r. So this is uh, the mistake one can do, okay, in this type of question. So we know the relationship between lattice parameter and radius in FCC structure, and we can easily find the diameter or anything whatever they will ask. So we should understand the basic things. So the next question is, for an FCC metal, the ratio of interplanar spacing obtained from first two peaks of the X-ray diffraction pattern. Okay, so they are given that this is FCC metal and ratio of interplanar spacing. So we know the formula of interplanar spacing, that is basically D is equals to A by under root of H square plus K square plus L square. So they are talking about the same unit cell or same crystal structure. So this A will be constant. So we have to vary this H square plus K square plus L square values. So for FCC metal, we know H square plus K square plus L square value is equals to, I already told in previous videos, that will be equals to 3 is to 4 is to 8 is to 11 is to 16, sorry, 12. Okay, so they are asking about these two peaks, the ratio of interplanar spacing between these two peaks. Okay, so the first D1 we can calculate, D1 is equals to A by under root of 3. Okay, and this D2 we can calculate A by under root of 4. Why this root 3 we take? Because H square plus K square value, we know the first peak is at 3, and the second, that is H square plus K square value, H square plus K square plus L square value will be 4. So that's why we took D1 by D1 is equals to A by root 3 and D2 is equals to A by root 4. Now we will find the value of D2 by D1 because they are asking about the ratio of interplanar spacing between first two peaks. So D2 by D1 we can find easily root 4 by root 3, and D2 by D1 we can find like that 2 by 1.732, and D2 by D1 ratio is equals to 1.15. So this is easy question and we find the answer, that is D part, 1.15. In RINL, no doubt they will ask this type of easy questions, but we will do the silly mistakes because of overconfidence or exam pressure. Okay, so don't do the silly mistakes in this type of question. Just apply the formula. Don't be overconfident. Just apply the formula and do the questions easily and find the answers. If you will be overconfident in the exam, no doubt you will do the silly mistakes. So avoid the silly mistakes for qualifying the exams like RINL 2020. Thank you guys for your attention. Hope you guys have learned something new. in this video, and we will try to add more and more videos if we will get positive response and valuable feedback from your side. Okay, so please give us feedback in comment section, and subscribe our channel and press bell icon to get notifications for upcoming videos.